Okay, hello and welcome back. My name is Guild Navigator, and today I'm continuing my Let's Play series as the United States in Victoria 3. What was I saying? You know, because for me this is one continuation. Hello tomorrow to all of you. I'm just gonna keep trying to launch these invasions. You know? I know the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but call me insane. Maybe I can build... Ships of the line sound expensive. These sound much more at my speed. Let's build like a lot of that. It's green. Oh my god, am I going to capture it? No. No, wait, but I do have like I have a numeric advantage. Have I like worn them down with all of my countless invasions? Because I guess they would be having to like recruit new soldiers all the time, right? What is their population looking like? No historical data. It feels kind of sad to be sitting here at 0 infamy. Like, I want to be using it on something. But I will get Cuba. This is going to happen. But I think that this is going to fail. That's my guess. Or maybe not. Like, the question is basically, am I going to be able to destroy their army? Okay, that failed, but I think we're getting closer. I can smell a possibility. Okay, you are not engaged in battle. Plan another invasion. It's the classic power projection problem. I wonder if I need to wait until basically this invasion is like officially over. Like basically wait until like all of the ships and stuff have returned, because there may just be some limit on the amount of like units you can have in an invasion at a given time. I feel somewhat vindicated in that hypothesis by what just happened here. Yeah, they're stuck at 0, so it's not going to work. But once we capture Cuba, I think they're basically going to have to surrender. Them adding the humiliation war goal was like the best thing that possibly could have happened to me. Yeah, they're only sending 2 people to do battle with me. Is that how little they think of me? Like, why do I have 3 mobile artillery? I mean, I know that you could say Guild Navigator, but you're the one who clicked send on that army. But you know, I'm allowed to feel indignant. The endless back and forth. You know, it gives me something to do while the line goes up. I've been spending precious resources that could be spent on line going up inning. This looks interesting. No, their armies all seem to be like in fine condition, basically. You are at least like a coherent army. We're gonna, you know, busteroo. We're gonna try again. God damn it. Okay, it's nice to see that I've been... Oh, another company. Very nice. Obviously want only available companies. So I could establish another one. So many things that would be good. Loyalty from political movements might be good. And also it's just like the chairs is nice. Chairs and glass, and then I can get like... I don't know, I could add something else to it. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Obviously investment rights. Obviously trade rights. And then I can't afford anything else. That's fine, just at least for that. And then I think that they're still just like continuing to privatize stuff, right? I could be changing laws, but I need to be careful about not pissing people off too much. What do we think about a secret police? It would piss off the intelligentsia, but you guys don't understand. I'm actually getting the secret police so that I can implement unpopular liberal laws. I have no idea what just happened. I assume that means that I lost. But what would it take for you to... Why won't you do this for me? The size of Spanish loans. Will you eventually just go bankrupt? I don't understand, because I have what appears to be this army that's just like hanging out there. Are you just like not able to retreat? I guess I'll demobilize you. I don't know. That was weird. But yeah. I don't know, step down. I always like to make people step down if possible. That's fine. You know, the Protestant Reformation. No, I don't want to add the Fugitive Slave Act. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad with that. Age of Information. I like it when everyone likes the British. You know, like I'm beginning to become tempted just out of a feeling of utter insanity to perhaps, you know, just accept that this war is unwinnable. Let's see. I'm building these ships, right? But it's going to take like weeks. I guess not that long. I have another... Y'all should be a part of this ship. Yeah, go join them. Maybe that means I can bring over some more men. More Marines. It's good to know that the Spanish have taken more losses than me. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. Okay, you guys should be joining this. I wish you were doing that automatically. And then, of course, you guys are mobilizing, I believe, right? Okay. Weird. Oh, I think I had misclicked and was actually constructing actual units instead of the reserve things, which is what I actually wanted to do. I can also get rid of these railroads because I think that my companies have done this. Yeah, this is what I wanted. I'm consolidating everybody together into the largest fleet that I can, and hopefully that this is enough to transmit a large enough force of, I believe, just pure Marines and infantry, so nothing like crazy. That's fine. I need to build, that is what I need to be doing. I need to be building, you know, government administration centers. Let's see, where do I not have enough tax? New York and Ohio and Pennsylvania would be good. And then I know I'm going to need just like a shit ton of these paper factories. So let's just do 10 in New York. And then maybe even 10 in Ohio. And then I know I'm going to want the research. I've been like completely neglecting that. Where's that universities? We'll do something like that. Okay. Are we ready? Plan an invasion with our fleet. It says it can transmit, I guess, 6 of them. I feel like it should be transmitting more. Transmitted, I think, on paper 9. But it transmitted, I guess, 9, like only partial divisions and stuff. Because the AI hates winning. That was probably not the place to land also, because it appears to be facing off against all of them. Well, you know what? Lessons. Lessons learned. And I have more ships now anyway. I could try landing in Spain itself. But no. Look, Spain, like I'm not going to accept this. I don't know what you don't understand. You have no commander. I will give you them. And I want... How do I only send over the divisions that aren't at full capacity? I don't know, but I'll give you all the upgrades also. So now you know you can't complain about not being properly fed. And I'll drop you off there. Before I do that, I want both of you to merge. And then I want you to go join up with this fleet here. Yes, okay. Let's let them first, come over. Prussia is out of the war. It's good to hear. Those ships have joined up. I could add this one remaining ship. But I think we swing for it. It selected 10, and I only see 9, so that does mean they selected at least one, partially unprepared unit, which is a little bit annoying, but okay, I see green numbers, which is exciting. Am I finally gonna pull off the landing of a lifetime? I told you guys this was gonna pay off. No, please. I beg you. I think that there's a chance that I may win by pure numbers. Like, I'm looking at this. Yeah. This is like always the worst to watch this happen. When it happens to you. Nice. And these are good because they're like basically there's functionally nothing they can. I was saying that there's nothing that they can do, you know, and then I guess they brought in their bigger army, which was in fact something that they could do. Fine, I will accept white peace. That was very stupid and extremely frustrating. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. This interest will be nice to have it go away slowly. You know, just as we continue to repay stuff. I'm surprised my standard of living didn't increase more from me reducing my taxes from high. Maybe like, I don't know what was going on there. Now I could go against Mexico, obviously. What do I need to do to get Manifest Destiny? So I need 40% of the states in the Great Plains, basically. So I just need to finish colonizing the Great Plains. Cool. I'm not sure what to spend my infamy on now. Could I go against the Chinese? I guess I don't have any interests there or whatever. I couldn't figure out how the system works. Oh, I want to change you to a puppet, by the way. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how the spheres of interest or whatever it's called now. But basically the like your ability to exercise an interaction in a space. I couldn't figure out how it worked. Cool. You know, we're just continuing to build buildings. How are my private factories doing? Yeah, Lee Wilson has been making a ton of money, which is awesome. Just all these logging camps. I'm gonna give them the rights, you know, to produce profitable. Well, I guess just do that. Expensive groceries. I think it's worth taking the grocery, you know, company often. It's one of the best ones. Can I make a power block? I guess external trade. Sure. We're a trading power block. Does anyone want to join my power block? Where would this be? Political? No, diplomatic? Yep. Okay, diplomatic demands. No, those seem kind of aggressive. Diplomatic actions is what I'm looking for. Invite to power block. I just can't. I don't have any influence or anything. I don't know. I'll look into this, I guess. A lobby demand. What do you want? You want me to embargo the Spanish? I'm very cool with that. That was the easiest lobby demand imaginable. You know what, guys? I don't know if I would be building an art academy, but that's the free market. I don't think I want to spend any money on this. Nice, we produce Sea Island cotton, which means we both get some like nice bonus inputs. It's just generally a pretty good bonus. Number 6 economy in the world. My GDP per capita is much less good. It is nice to see how quickly my population is growing. No. Oh Lord, you've had a civil war. I didn't even realize that. How's the San Domingo uprising? Interesting. I wonder if this is this the actual historical people? People who know something about Dominican history. Let me know if that's actually the name of the person. Okay. Free government reforms. I don't know, I don't care. Yeah, I'm starting to, you know, get somewhat more in the green. I tend to like go through like explosive growth patterns is the way I would describe it. I don't know how you suddenly began to lose so aggressively. But I guess transport them like that. And then how are these going? It's nice. I think I've basically pushed down the cost of shirts pretty significantly, which is sick. A large number of South Germans. If I look at the culture map, am I getting... How do I see culture again? Is it this way? Population, society, cultures. Okay. I see some Flemish people here. Obviously some English people. I was wondering like whether I would see any big immigration waves. Interesting. Kentucky is truly a state of overlapping. It's like equally Yankee and Dixie. That's pretty cool. Kind of Tennessee also. Very neat. I don't actually know a ton about those states like historically. Back in Civil War era times. I sent my army over here and I imagine you guys should be advancing. Why do you not have a commander? Yeah, you can see that there's like influential. I don't understand how this new system works. Yeah, they're just, you know, continuing to try to privatize stuff, which is always good. Goddamn, do you have a second civil war going on? The Haitian liberal revolt. Okay, my promise to improve things may, I guess, have turned out to be a lie. I didn't intend for them to be a lie, but, you know. That is what happens when you lie, I guess. These are the woes of being an evil colonial overlord. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's do canned fish. I can increase you to rifles, which I think will be good in the long term. That I will leave as is. And then the trade centers, I definitely want to switch this over to bulk. Interesting. So yeah, I export fabrics and I import coffee and stuff like that. You know, I wish this game operated with like 19th century gold standard system with like surpluses and deficits and stuff. It would, I feel like it would better reflect the way the game actually works, like the way the system actually worked at the time. Model 19th century banking systems. I like went down a rabbit hole of, you know, the whole way the 19th century gold standard worked. And it was this like fascinating system that, you know, was basically worked fine because it was attached to like the British government de facto. And so everyone could exchange their currencies at what amounted to like fixed rates through London. And so because of this, essentially the way it would work was that as you ran a deficit, your interest rates would go up. And so then your would kind of turn everything around and no longer be running a deficit. Of course, this has like bad consumption effects. This is why raising interest rates is always like, you know, unpopular, even if it's often politically necessary. There's famously in the 1970s and 80s as the American Fed chairman, Paul Volcker, I believe was his first name, but definitely Volcker. I'm not going to pass the slave trade. I'm not going to pass any of these things. Go away. Anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, it's like it's very unpopular to do this, but you can have this whole system where you essentially have trade balanced because when people export too much, they get all the gold, essentially get shifted into their currency, so their currency becomes super valuable. So then the cost of their goods goes up, or vice versa. It was this neat system, and then World War I essentially blew it all up. And you like couldn't put it back together again because essentially what happened was the Americans lent the British a huge amount of money that then essentially moved all the gold money to the United States. But rather than having it be like the center of an imperial financial system that's like views itself as being kind of that purpose, it's instead just the American financial system, which is out to get money. And so you essentially have the system just like break down, right? And then like to defend them, it was also like, you know, you had a breakdown of world trade. Like 1910s is a world with a lot of, with very few legal barriers to trade. That is not true in like 1930. Nice. I'm no longer losing out on my leaders, whatever it's called. I don't know why I said leaders, my bureaucracy. No longer in a deficit on that. And let's upgrade all of you all. Interesting. It's odd that like I unlocked the, in quotes, later one first. Well, I'm done with my research. I'm just going to keep doing some economy techs. Okay, I probably don't need any real more of these. But like I knew that paper would be extremely expensive. Good. I don't get any from my dividends, which is nice. I get a lot of money from Haiti. Wow. Okay. Is your economy like pretty good? Hot damn. Is it like all American companies? Not even really. What are you building? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, well that is my timer, and it is also like 11:30, so I should really stop recording these episodes, if for nothing else to save you guys from my mumbling. So, good night everyone, and have a good day, I guess, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.